Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. And in this episode we're going to continue with the smoothing. We've got 3 elements left. Hopefully your guys' model is looking good. I'm incredibly pleased with the way that this has turned out so far. We've got this car looking really good, especially in the amount of time. I mean, if you think about it, 30 minutes episode roughly. We're on episode 16 just now. So 8 hours of modeling maybe inside here, so we're looking pretty good. I think what we'll do is we'll jump right in with the difficult one. We'll go here. So I'm just going to duplicate this one, special across straight away. Now we've got a few bits to add in here first, a few details to change, one of which is our faces inside here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an edge loop and drop 2 in, one here and one here, nice and close. And then we're simply going to grab all of these faces here. So we'll go down, grab those and these. And we're just going to hit Control E, and on the blue we're just going to scale those in, like so. So just got those kind of tram lines running across there. Now what we'll do is we'll grab this one here and this one here, and we'll also grab this one and this one. And if we hit 3 on here, we'll get an idea of how that's going to look. So right off the bat, that's not looking too bad, which is good. Okay, I'm fairly happy with that. But what we're going to need to do is, firstly, we want to make sure that our roof's following the correct line. It looks a little bit weird, so we'll maybe pull it right to the edge of this black line instead. We can see over here maybe want to start that one a bit further back. So I think what we'll do is we're going to need to grab all of the edges inside here. I'm not going to grab those ones. We're going to hit Control E and we're going to pull these in on the blue, but only ever so slightly because we don't want them to interfere with the interior view. What we could actually do is we could try and match what we already have up here. So we're going to want to merge these points all together, like so. And then what we'll do is we'll do the same back here. So we'll grab all of these edges, we'll just do these ones for now. We'll pull this down again on the blue, just roughly the same length of what we already have up here. Just get a better angle underneath, so make sure I'm not selecting anything behind. So we'll grab these and we can merge them, do the same here, here, and I think I got those. Here. Okay. So what we can do is give that a test smooth. So now we can see in doing so we've kind of made a little bit of a problem for ourselves there. So right now that's not a huge problem, because what we're going to do is we're going to insert some edge loops down here. So firstly we're going to drop these points down here, and these points down here, and here. Then we can just go around, maybe go around there too. Now again, we can see now that that section is looking good. Obviously we need to work on this one. So we're going to do the same. And we're going to insert some edge loops again. Let's just grab that here. We'll drop down here now. We don't want to drop down there just yet because... oh no, that's going to be fine because that is going to loop around. So that's okay. And we can do the same here and here. So we should have a fairly decent run around there now. Now what we'll also want to do is we'll also want to drop a line across the top, which is going to run down and around. Problem is, it's going to run off of there. So let's drop a loop, go for the center here. So we'll drop a loop down here. Just go holding shift around into that center point around there. In doing so, we can use this to help us curve a little bit more. Okay, so that's that point there now looking pretty good. Nice and sharp and rigid all across the top. Now, we also have a line along here that we want to follow. So we're just going to insert an edge loop straight away. Actually, before we start adding more loops, let's grab all of these edges that are yet to be extruded. So I'll bring these down here. Well, generally it looks like we're going to want to snap. Where are we looking here? Snap that to the existing point. And then we'll do the same here. Okay. Well, we've got to line down most of this, so what we'll do is let's grab the edges here, maybe these ones, and those ones, and we'll bring them in on the bold option there. What we'll do is we'll just bring that down, something like that. I think we could have actually done the same then just to these ones. I was thinking maybe we would need a different angle, but I think that should be fine. Okay. Around here, I want to grab all of these ones. So grab all of those. And these. I've got a section on that inner bit already. Just going to hit Control E, and pull that in on the world. Like that. So we'll be able to merge these ones here, and then we're going to want over here to merge those two. And then we'll maybe take that in like so. Okay, so that's looking good. We've got lines all around there. So maybe what we'll do then at this point is we'll continue with our edge loop running up here. And we'll drop that nice and close just there. And that should run all the way down the back here. Which it has. So we've got that line running all the way up and around there. That's good. What we do want as well is we're going to need an edge loop down here. And I think we'll also want one up here. That should follow up and around down that back quite nicely. Okay, so that's looking good. Okay, we're going to want to drop a loop obviously around these wheel arches just like we have in the past. So we'll grab these here. We'll go nice and close there and here. Okay. Now we're going to need to shore up a lot of these edges. This one here we'll want to do, and then around here. So again we've got a nice defined edge that's running around there. Also got a nice defined wheel arch, but we do want to define that a little bit more by running a line around the outside. So let's drop a line just here. And here. We'll be able to drop an edge loop around there now. So it should be fine. Let's go down here too, underneath. And then we'll want to make sure we're merging here. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to merge this down there. And then let's try that again. Okay, that should be okay for now. Once we get a line under here, so let's go again. We need this to go from here to here and around here. We'll bring that up here. And again, we're going to need to snap over here merge those two. Okay, so we've got a nice straight line down there and around for the wheel arch. So the wheel arch there is looking good. We're going to need to drop an edge loop all the way down here. There shouldn't be any issues here, so we'll do that just now. Go down there. So nice straight edge, nice straight edge. This is where we start to need to think about the definition. So what we'll do is we'll bring the door into play and we'll unsmooth it. So what we'll do is this. So it looks like this edge maybe stops up here. So let's have a go at doing this. So we'll try to match that gap across there, and then we'll merge it into the one. Then we'll maybe do the same from here for this top line as well. Do something like that and draw that inside there. So that's following that line really nicely off that door, and then that comes and merges up here, which is nice, and then that kind of fades away a little bit sooner. So that's looking good to me. Let's just assign our shiny material here, because I'm currently wondering if there's, I think there'll be enough inside here in terms of reflection. What we could maybe do is, whilst we're in a smoother view here, is we could grab these points and we could maybe pull them away a little bit more. Just to kind of help emphasize, should I say, that curve. Not quite that much. What we'll do is we'll play that out, we'll leave that as it is, and we'll do maybe a test render at some point. See if we need to add a bit more in there. I think so far that's looking fine. I think what we're going to need to do down here is we are going to need to add this extra line that we brought in. And it's cool because we've got a triangle here. So what we can actually do is we can maybe drag this here. And we can go down to match this point and in here. And because we had a triangle there, we won't need to take that any further. That should say OK and give us that definition to match there and fade out. So that's perfect. So this bit here to me is looking good. All up and around here is looking good. I think the only thing we need to do is insert an edge loop up and around here. And we're going to need one up here too. So again, we'll go into the center and go all the way around underneath here. bring this down. Something like that. And this will allow us to drop an edge loop across this top point here. Just like we did at the front. And then up there like so. And again, just like at the front, it's going to give us a little bit of scope to help with the curvature of the car. Okay, so that's looking good. Oh, that's looking good down there. Around here's looking good. John's looking good too. Well, what I'm gonna say is, let's insert another edge loop in the center here. That's gonna help, hopefully, add a little bit more definition to that line, which it has. So that's good. Okay, so that's looking really good. Going up and around there. Let's get our material applied here too. So we've got that ridge, we've got that side in there quite nicely, so we've just got these two areas to do just now. So I think what we'll do is we will work on this lower, the bumper section, the rear bumper here, and then I'll probably just speed up or do this section in between episodes because it's just going to be following a very similar kind of plan. So let's duplicate the special here. Now this one shouldn't be too tricky, famous last words, but what we'll want to do is we'll take this and we're going to want this to kind of obviously reflect similar geometry that we've added around here. So firstly what we'll do is we'll grab all the edges. Obviously we don't want these central ones. I don't think we'll want these ones here either, because those are already kind of following the same plan. I'm just going to hit Ctrl E and we'll just take in on the blue here and just match what we already have above. That's looking okay. And basically what we'll do is we'll grab this point and we'll just merge it out here. And we'll just kind of meet that one halfway there. Maybe take these slightly down. Okay. So this looks like it might give us a little bit of trouble. Hopefully not. So let's grab our edge loop tool here. So firstly we're going to want to add a loop down here, which is going to follow up and around there. And we'll add a loop down here too. Okay. Okay, so we've got that definition around that point there. I think what we'll want to do at this stage as well is we're going to want to maybe cut off this point here. We're going to have a problem with the way that we've got our geometry, so what we'll do is we'll drop this here and then we will insert our edge loop all the way around this point. We'll join that up here, around here. We're going to want to take that in there. And as usual, we'll be needing to merge these two together. Now, the tricky thing is that we have some extra geometry coming down this section. So what we're going to do is maybe about here, we're going to start to peel off. So we'll insert an edge loop around here. And then we'll peel off over there. And then we can insert an edge loop down here. Give a bit more curve to that. And then attach that there. So we've got that sharp kind of curve, and then it drops off around here. Now we do have an edge loop we need to drop straight through here. Okay. So that's not too bad. I think what we actually want to do as well is, I don't think we want this one to be running up quite as sharp as it is. It looks like we only really have this point. This is here, but it kind of merges in a little bit more. So maybe what we could try is this. Delete that additional edge up here. And then we can delete the associated vertices. And let's try just merging these two together here. So that's looking a lot better. We've got that kind of defined edge, but not so much on this exterior real point here, so that's fine. What we could maybe do as well at this point is maybe take these a little bit further apart. Maybe do it fine close together. Maybe what we should do at this point actually is if we would delete this edge and obviously the associated vertices. What we could do is we could bring this all the way down here. Help keep this edge nice and sharp. Yep, that's looking a little bit better there, so that's good. So what we'll do in order to make this sharp again, what we're going to need is we are going to need, if we drop in the vertices here, we will want an edge loop to go around this point. We can feed that around here. And again, we'll just want to make sure that we're not having any additional vertices here. Okay, so we've got a sharper edge now, and now we've got a sharper edge running down and around there, which is fine. We're going to want to add a loop down. Well, we won't want to add that one just yet. Let's just jump in our side view here. Maybe if we turn off X-ray. I want to make sure that this is a bit smoother. And we want this one to kind of reflect the same smoothness. So we either want our lines here to be straight or curved. Something a bit more like that. Okay. I think what we'll want is, let's insert an edge loop just under here. Maybe just pull that down, just to help curve that off. Okay, so that looks better. We'll get this smooth, or this section straightened off once we have done the rest. Let's have a look inside here. Okay, so we're not going to want to do that because we do want this to stay. So let's do this instead. So from there to there. Got a bit of an issue here in terms of this point. Just sitting on the wrong side of our bumpy here. So we need to go in still a little bit more there. Okay. We'll just drag this up and around here. Okay, so that's kind of taking that in a little bit nicer. Do have an issue up here for some reason. I've got kind of an extra face. Take that up there and we can merge that. Okay, so inner point's looking decent. I want to do the same for our top point here. And I think this is going to be the only headache of the rear bump here. Okay, that's looking good. What we also have is we also want to insert an edge loop, but before we do, we're going to want to break off in the center here, because we are going to want to run an edge loop along this point. Let's actually remove that first. Maybe drop this here. Let's go something like that. So we have a somewhat defined line which runs up and around here. So that's kind of given us that a sharp point across the top. One thing we want to consider is this point here. So we're just going to add a line there because we do have a little bit of a definition in this part of the bumper here. We also want to insert some edge loops just down here and here. We want this face here to kind of stand out like so. We also need a line that runs down and around here. So I want this to run nice and close down here. So that's looking pretty good. The only thing is we do need a bit more of a point over here, so maybe what we'll need to do is delete this edge here. Need to get a little bit closer. See how that sits. Okay, so got a bit more of a point up there. Does look a little bit weird though, so maybe what we'll do is run this edge from the point instead. Go from up there down here. There we go, that's a little bit better. So we've got that there, it looks pretty good. Let's just drop our material on it. We do need to add the line across the bottom as well. So that's looking good. So the last thing we'll do is insert an edge loop just inside here. Just going to run all the way around the edge for us quite nicely. Except for there. So it looks like we need to add this up here. So let's try that again. Okay, so need to also make sure this is running down here. Okay, so third time's a charm. That's running all the way down and around, which is fine. Okay, so that's looking pretty good again. Let's throw that on there. Okay, so the rear bumper's looking good. Got that kind of curve going around here, in place quite nicely for the diffuser there. Got the scoops on the side, and the defined line through here. So it looks like the only thing left to do is this portion of the boot lid and the spoiler here. So I think what I might do is I'll speed this up and then in the next episode we'll have a think about maybe smoothing, well maybe no, what we'll do in the next episode is I'll do these elements in the next episode, and then we'll work on smoothing some of the other more basic elements, and then we'll start to think about some of the vents. So we're looking pretty good so far, guys. Cool.